welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Modern at the request of Patreon subscriber Moskami. And this is Eldrazi Control, is what it was categorized as. Of course, Eldrazi are large and in charge. They're back big after Modern Horizons 3 gave us Ugin's Labyrinth and a bunch of dope Eldrazi to cast with it, including Sowing Micah Spawn and Kozilek's Command. The different flavors of Eldrazi are many, and you will see a couple more versions of it in Legacy, in Modern, as aggro, as ramp, as control, etc. as time goes on here. I am looking forward to trying all these builds, and this one comes from Moskami. It was from a challenge top 8, and this one is really focused on just going very big very quickly. There's nothing present that's low on the curve in this deck. There's nothing like it that heralds the end. Haven't seen an Eldrazi Mimic this whole time. It's an embarrassing card in a Bowmaster format, by the way. Reality Smasher, the boomer in me, is shocked and amazed, but Reality Smasher just doesn't seem to be making any of these decks. And this particular build doesn't even play Thought-Knot Seer. Thought-Knot Seer was kind of the bridge that I've noticed between the old Eldrazi stuff and the new Eldrazi stuff, where that one is just good enough. And here it isn't. We've got 4 Micah Spawns, 4 World Breakers, 4 Emrakul the Promised End. To support those things, we have Ramp, 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 Tutor, Wrath of God, Card Advantage, Time Walk / Ancestral Recall, and then suddenly we're here. We're doing this. And that's the whole deck. The only change I made from the list that top 8'd the recent Modern Challenge is I added a Tectonic Edge at the request of Moskami. He just really wanted to see me tutor in a Tectonic Edge, kill a land with this trigger on the stack, and then exile another land, and put them from 4 lands down to 2 immediately. Which is a common play pattern in Legacy where Wasteland's legal, but we don't get that in Modern, so Moskami with the Tech Edge off the top rope. But otherwise, this is just a stock control build of Eldrazi Ramp. Let's get into it. I am on the play in round number 1. I have a turn 3 One Ring. I have a turn 2 Kozilek's Command for 2. I don't have green for this Malevolent Rumble. I am going to keep this, though. I've got Labyrinth and stuff to do with it. Labyrinth. I will put this World Breaker in the pocket. That taps for 2. Kozilek's Command, importantly. Target player scries X, then draws a card. I could just draw a card right now if I don't want any other modes with this. That's not very good, and I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying, it's there. In an emergency situation. Got an Undercity Sewers over there. I'm going to play Eldrazi Temple, which lets me Kozilek's Command for 2 now. And there is Mana Up. I wonder what that means for me. I think I'm just going to Kozilek's Command. Target player scries X, draws a card, make 2 homies. Target me, target me. I'm just testing interaction in the end step here. What I want to do is resolve the One Ring. But I do have my 1 of Cavern of Souls in hand. If I come up with a... If this actually resolves and I come up with a World Breaker, I can cast it. Got him. Alrighty, well. 1, 2, 3, 4. They need a Force Negation now. We're in there. I will draw a card. Just drawing a card there plays around Bowmaster, plays around Tishana's Tidebinder. There's some stuff that matters. Harbinger of the Seas. Alright, well, I have my basic in. And I could just delete this thing, what, next turn? Can't quite do it now. This is mana value X or less. Okay. Let's draw some cards. That is a great card for them to have. And I'm still missing green. I have it off Cavern, but I can't play Cavern right now. Yeah, this is getting interesting. Harbinger of the Seas coming for me. They're in for 2, and the ring's going to do another 2. If they tap out here, I get to unload. Unlock and unload. Prismatic Vista, which is an island. Oh, I can't even command. I don't have colorless mana. I only have 1. Shit. Oh, I might be screwed. This might be way worse than I thought. Okay, there's my other colorless. Prismatic Vista. Talisman of Impulse. Fix my way out of this. This is a good counterspell target, though. We're in. How do I want to play this? Might as well cast Malevolent Rumble, right? Because I can't command for enough this turn. Rumble. Forest, Emrakul. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. 8, 9. Not even close. I guess it's Forest. It could be Myco Spawn. Oh, wow. They conceded? What, they just don't want to play anymore? Interesting. I feel like I'm losing. All right. We're in the sideboard. A curious decision, but okay. Maybe they saw a line there that I didn't. Or they just know their hand's bad and I have to assume their hand is 7 counterspells, but they know it's all bricks. I don't know. Do I bring in Blood Moons to go over the top? You want to moon me? I'll moon you right back. That's a joke. Don't do that. Kozilek's return seems reasonable. I do already have 2 in here. I'm not really impressed with any of my sideboard cards because I didn't really see much of their deck. I just saw that they have main deck Harbinger of the Seas and okay. My deck does have all 3 basics it cares about Forest, Mountain, and Wastes, and Prismatic Vistas to find them. I can sandbag a Kozilek's Return or a Kozilek's Command to fight that thing. Yeah, right. I'm just going to submit my 60 again. Okay, more ramp. I'm in. Can't name colorless with Utopia Sprawl. I think I keep most hands that can just make 2 mana on turn 1. Forest, Sprawl. They got the Spell Pierce for me. Oh yeah, they do. Look at you. Oh no, never mind. Not a Spell Pierce. Might be digging for a Force Litigation if they want to get hyper aggro here. Resolves. I'm going to name red. Those are all the colors my deck is. Preordain. I have to imagine that this is some sort of like Psychic Frog, Nethergoyf kind of strategy. That's what seems to be happening. They were fetching again. Is it time for the Spell Pierce? Oh yeah, Consigned to Memory. That's actually good. Okay. I am out of mana in my hand and looking at a bunch of bricks. Can't even cast the Kozilek's Command without the Talisman. Got a 3-drop. We know there's a good one in the deck. This doesn't affect Utopia Sprawl. Oh, my ice. They came with the hate. Break the Ice and Consigned to Memory. They know what format they're playing in. And I've missed my land drop. Looks like we're going to fall apart here. So it is the deck that I registered today. But I do want to make it clear that I hate Eldrazi and Tron and any sort of big dopey ram strategy. And I don't mind at all that an honest to goodness blue tempo deck has a bunch of tools to keep stuff like this at bay. Getting Frog now. Now we're way behind. Last turn, if I had drawn Eldrazi Temple, we would have been able to play the game. Eldrazi Temple or Ugin's Labyrinth would have cast Kozilek's Command, but short of one of those specialty lands. Yeah, okay. Now those don't even do it. A land does resolve 1 ring here. Oh no. Alright. I'll leave a green floating and Rumble. Probably just digging for a land. Oh my god. Alright, well, no lands there either. I'll take another Utopia Sprawl. We're all in on this basic forest. Carry the day, big guy. Trying to click on colorless. It's not working. They won't let me do it. Okay, more green. I did filter 1 colorless out here. The Eldrazi spawn, the hero we need. Well, I'm going to float a mana after they target this so they don't get an Orc army. But that also is a Stone Rain. Got hit. They drew another card with Frog. Emrakul, the Promised End. How much do you cost? 8? That's a lot more than I have. Guess I'll just try to send a ring into their 2 open mana. What could go wrong? Yep, I'm good. We can stop. Alrighty, we've seen a lot more going on now. Do I want all the Kozilek's returns in? Emrakul was pretty embarrassing. I do need to win the game somehow, but drawing 3 of those in the game was really bad. And we've seen a bunch of X2 creatures. I don't think I'm going to go too heavy on it, though. Like, just 1 for 1, but I still need to support Ugin's Labyrinth, and I still need to be able to turn the corner once I'm ahead. Was I counting their graveyard? Oh yeah, this is my graveyard, not theirs. It's been a minute since I played with Promised End Emrakul. Keep. This deck can turn to the 1 ring with Utopia Sprawl into Ugin's Labyrinth. It's possible. It can be done. You're going to be sprawling, and I'm going to name green because I already have red. And that's a splash color. Although I am holding the thing. Cool thing about Kozilek's Return is if I ever get a 7-drop on the stack, this just happens, and counterspells are irrelevant. They've got a Preordain. World Breaker. Okay. I am not going to play a land that can go get its ice broken. Now we're in the interesting spot where they're holding up mana, but so am I. I'll just send the ring, make you have it. The trick is that counterspells are going to be solid against me anytime they have them. And if I can do it now and they have to like shock in Watery Grave or they have to do this instead of casting Consider, all of those are upsides for me rather than just letting them play a game where nobody's casting any spells, which is what they want to be doing. Shocked in another Watery Grave, 3 mana available. Ooh, Violence. Oh, Malevolent, not Violent. I saw it for a second and got excited about Violence. I'm normal. Malevolent Rumble. I will take this Eldrazi Temple. It is my intention to fetch for the waste, so I put that to the bottom. I have World Breaker available to cast next turn and start eating lands. That is also a 7 that can start lighting up stuff with Kozilek's Return. Archmage's Charm. Target player draws 2. Sure, go nuts. I can't stop you. I haven't fetched my waste yet because I'm pretty sure Break the Ice can kill a basic. It's just any land that could tap for colorless or is snow. I'm still not going to fetch. I can use my spawn for this. World Breaker. To eat one of these. Or do I want to eat the basic? No, that doesn't matter because their card turns their lands into islands. So eating an island doesn't... It's not like playing around Blood Moon. They are the color that they want it to be. They can replicate the thing to consign to memory to counter both of these. Just hope they don't have that. Shit. Alright. We're in Haymaker top deck mode now. Counted all my stuff. World Breaker does recur from the graveyard if given enough time. And they did have a Consider. Kept the card. Because it was the same card that they just kept there with Undercity Sewers. Did have Break the Ice. That's gone. Another Sewers. They milled over a backup Break the Ice. They're either loaded up on those or they don't care. Labyrinth doesn't matter. Alright, just passing the turn. I can fetch, get back World Breaker, and cast it again next turn, but I don't think that matters right now. I need an Emrakul. Psychic Frog's powerful. I can use Kozilek's Return to make them discard a card. They zapped in Springs. I'm going to play Kozilek's Return. Let's get a card out of your hand. And then I can recur World Breaker, cast it. It'll bring back Kozilek's Return for 5. And then playing that land's really interesting. Could have been stats on Frog, but they went for untapped mana number 4. Is it possible this deck plays Cryptic Command? That would be so sick. Okay, they discarded backup Frog to save the Frog. Okay. I'm going to fetch the Waste. What the fuck? Why doesn't this work? Oh. Oh. How did Waste get in the graveyard? Does Malevolent Rumble Mills? Oh no. That was there the whole time. Eldrazi gamers at home horrified that I don't know what's going on right now. Reasonably so. Alright, I'm going to play Ugin's Labyrinth and have no imprint and try to do what I meant to do this turn next turn. Yeah, this Waste was put there from the Malevolent Rumble, and I do only play 1 because I splashed the Silly Tech Edge from Moskami. Okay. I was playing this whole game like Waste was on the bottom 3 cards in my deck. Now we know. Most of you knew anyway. Now I know. I'm going to float a colorless. This Harbinger can resolve. Recur World Breaker. Sacking. I think I have enough forests. Okay. Ooh, Utopia Sprawl. Get a little bonus sauce in here. Utopia Sprawl, Stargate Forest. They could counterspell this if they want. I might have opened up the door. Wow, they're actually fighting over this. Oh, that sucks for me. Maybe I should have taken the sure thing. I really didn't think they would counterspell a Utopia Sprawl. Okay, now they get another hit in, which is more cards for Frog. Let's hope they keep making land drops so Frog doesn't survive the Wrath. But they can discard 3 cards to do that. Preordain doesn't change that math at all. Top bottom. Another Preordain. I actually can cast Emrakul if I draw 1. Now's the time, deck. Hook it up. Bottom that Preordain. And played a land. Which means they have to discard their whole hand to save Psychic Frog. Which means they can't counter my World Breaker. Okay, World Breaker's on the stack. I'm going to put Kozilek's Return under the Exile the Land. want that to happen first. Oh, right. Man, Consigned to Memory is so good. It hits all of these things and works here. Oh, Archmage Charm. I don't give a shit about that. Unless it finds a Consigned to Memory, then I care about it suddenly. Insanely powerful weapon against these decks. Okay, the first trigger resolve, which makes me think more of them are going to happen. And they pass priority, which means this just happens. Let me read this. Yeah, this just happens now. They can't even discard a frog. It's too late. They missed the window. You have to respond to that trigger. As soon as I say yes, it's done. It doesn't go on the stack. Again. And then counterspell. So they had the counterspell. Could have countered Worldbreaker. And then discarded 3 cards to save frog. And chose not to. Okay. I mean, they would have been all in with that. They know their hand better than me. Was I supposed to exile the fetch land? Oh no, they fetched and failed to find. Alright. I was definitely not supposed to exile the fetch land. Looks like we're both kind of in garbage mode here. They pass the turn, Talisman of Impulse. I can get and play Worldbreaker again right now. So I will. Oh, that can only be used for spells, not abilities. I cannot get and play Worldbreaker right now. Eldrazi, spells or activate abilities of colorless Eldrazi. That's what this is. Hold up. Okay, so maybe it's an Eldrazi card, but it's not an Eldrazi. I don't think this is a bug. I do think it's weird, though. Oh, this still works. It doesn't even matter. I'm just circle jerking for no reason. Okay. It's the same amount of mana. That's strange, though. Interesting rules stuff these colorless Eldrazi can create. Alright, I'll exile Undercity Sewers. Just chugga with this one Worldbreaker. Just breaking worlds all over the place. They floated a mana. Trigger worked. Bowmaster. Okay. That's way smaller than my creature. And 5/7 resolves. Alright. Doesn't mean they can't kill it, but it is certainly in play. This is the best spot I've been in 2 games now. The One Ring. Okay. I'm going to attack for 5. See what they want to do. My guess would be chunk with Orc Army. That it did, in fact, happen. I'm going to play Talisman of Impulse. And then I'll play the One Ring. My spells all resolved last turn, unless they have, like, Force of Negation. Okay, yep, that makes sense. Alrighty. Back to the Slam Fest we go. I do actually have 3 mana up, but none of it's colorless. I should be tapping in a way that can recur Worldbreaker. Oh, can we live the dream? Is the Tech Hedge still in my deck? Is that even the correct land to get? It is. It is and it is. Yes to all. I'm going to start by attacking for 5. Make you deal with that first. And then cast Conqueso. 4, 5, 6. I'm going to exile target land first. Target the basic swamp. We also don't even need to do this, like, fun sequence version. It literally just, the Tech Edge works here. Take out Watery Grave and basic swamp and resolve a 3/3. We are doing it. They could do some shit, just like play Marktide Regent, and I'm suddenly behind again. I will continue breaking the world, though. That Graveyard Recursion, I cast this Worldbreaker, 3 times before one stuck, and now they're just way behind to it. And I'm about to destroy my 5th land of the game, 6th. Exile one of those. Almost out of black mana. They found the Consign. Right on time. They are dead to both my onboard creatures, though, so if we're ever going to get Consigned, this is a fine spot for it to happen. 3 cards in hand. They have to be 2 removal spells or 2 blockers. We got the GGs in the chat, though, and I agree. Those were actually really cool, interesting games. On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the play for round number 2. This hand has a lot of heavy stuff, and Ancient Stirrings is the thing that ties it together. And I'll keep. Maybe this is just a good keep. Maybe it's a bad keep, but I am going to test it for science while we're just goofing around here on my channel. Basic Forest, not what I was looking for. Really wanted an Ugin's Lab. Just going to send a bunch of expensive spells to the bottom and try to cast this Talisman. Windswept Heath from the opponent. Temple Garden. Delighted Halfling. All right. A Prismatic Vista. If I use that, it shuffles the 4 big expensive cards I don't want back from the bottom of my deck to the top. Let me read where they actually are after the last one. Yeah, these two go to the bottom. This is probably Nadu. Yep. All right. Confirmed. I've been playing a lot of Modern lately, or at least relatively a lot for me, and have not queued into Nadu even once. Kind of a gentle gamer's agreement not to do that shit, but this opponent didn't get the memo, and we're probably dead next turn. Right, I can't kick this, but I can cast it to go get an Eldrazi Temple. Or is Ugin's Labyrinth better? Are they the same thing? They're not the same thing because I play the One Ring. I'll get Ugin's Labyrinth. I'm going to exile Emrakul under there. And I will pass and hope I'm still alive next turn. Worldbreaker can start chewing up Urza Sagas or Springheart Nantukos. Good chance we lose right now, though. Another enchantment. Wall of Roots. A blue legend being cast. Alright. Nadu's on the stack. Okay. I can exile the Urza Saga that's about to pop. And hope they don't have Court of Calling or another route to Shuko. For multiple turns. Just 3 cards in their hand. Okay. They didn't Court of Calling in the end step. Basic Island. Makes a people, as Cedric Phillips says. Oh my god. A reach right up there and take that one out. Secret Reach. It's on every Eldrazi. Shame concede. Shame concede. Okay, in the middle of the text box. It's not the first, second, or last line. Reach is in there. Okay, now they need 2 pieces. Oh, baby. Hold on, hold on. Hold your horses. I have 9 mana, which is 1 short of doing both things this turn. Do I think it's more important to take out the Saga or take out all of these creatures? I'm going to play my land and attack. They are blocking with Wall of Roots. I'm not surprised there. Jump with the Insect. Okay, so Kozilek's Return kills all of their permanents and none of mine. Yeah, I think I just Kozilek's Return right now. Because you can't float Evoke mana. They would have to Court of Calling in response. Alright, all their shit is gone. Alright. Saying there's a chance. I would have had to kill the Urza Saga if they didn't delete their Nadu for free last turn. Because just tutoring Shuko and going off with 2 creatures is enough for me to have concerns. But here they can get the Shuko. If they have a backup Nadu, they could flip 4. Alright. At least I killed the Nantuko. Let's see how far this goes. Windswept Heath. Flipped Thassa's Oracle, so that's a card in their deck. That's not in every list. A Nantuko. And Misty Rainforest in play, which means they can cast Nantuko and keep flipping. They might get there. This actually seems pretty likely that they will get there. That was a great sequence of 4 cards. I could have also held the Kozilek's Return. Maybe that's better. I just wanted to kill Wall of Roots, because like if Wall of Roots is still in play, this ends up being the same. Okay, Shuko hit Summoner's Pact. Moment of Truth. Don't hit a land, don't hit a land, don't hit a land! Damn it! Alright, the party continues. They're holding Pact. They have 2 fresh flips here. Court of Calling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They could get a Nantuko now before they keep targeting. Alright, Nantuko in their hand. Chord for... Oh god, Dryad Arbor from hand. That's the nuts. That was one of the 2 unknown cards in their hand. Because that's an Nantuko, and it's a creature that could be targeted twice. I think we've lost. Yeah, sometimes your opponent throws their combo engine in the graveyard for completely free, and then you lose anyway. Alright, well, I'm going to F6 and make you show it to me. Here's a Saga. Double Nantuko. I do see their deck as we go here. I'm not just being petty and wasting time, though. I don't hate doing that either. I guess the genius play for me would have been waiting for them to make a construct in my end step. I was worried that if I pass priority in my end step, then they just wouldn't make the construct. And they actually did need all 4 Shuko targets, so pass into my end step, act like I'm passing the turn, wait for them to make a construct, which hopefully they would do. And if they don't, I just lose, but if they do, I get to actually sweep it up. and then they get 2 hits instead of 4, and then I untap and win. Yeah, I could have played this one tighter. Oh, they've got Malevolent Rumble in their deck. Stolen Valor. I'm the Eldrazi deck. And they are putting their Bristly Bill counters on their untapped Construct token. Okay, they found a second blue source. Now I can concede. That's all I really was waiting to see. Okay, yeah, I should have let them make a mistake that game, and I didn't. They made one on their own, and then I was just so worried about Wall of Roots. All right, that's fine. Stone Brain, Kozilek's Return, Force of Vigor all seem fine. Soulless Jailer doesn't do anything here. Vexing Bauble affects Summoner's Pact and Court of Calling. I don't think I'm trying to moon this deck. Right, where do I find 6 cuts? Kozilek's Command is actually a removal spell. Sowing Mycospawn is my whole mid-game. If I cut Rumbles, then I'm almost out of green cards, because these are to void. There's only actually 12 green cards in the whole deck to pitch to Force of Vigor, and if I cut Rumbles, which is what I'm looking at, that would make all of that worse. And Emrakul just doesn't seem like she's gonna come up when I need her. Yeah, maybe I just have to be very careful about whether I'm gonna play out Utopia Sprawl or not. Okay, here we go. Ugh. I have 2 mana, but no follow-up. I'm not gonna trust my deck to produce another land. I'm gonna mulligan this. Okay, way better. Keep this and bottom the Tectonic Edge. And I'll just play Forest and pass. They want Windswept Heath pass. All right. I'm saving Ugin's Labyrinth in case I draw a 7-drop. I'm going to fetch Mountain and play Talisman. I'd like to Stone Brain and activate all at once so they can't see it coming. And do something like Haywire Might to remove it. Hedge Maze. Got rid of a Nantuko. Did they keep a 1-lander? Nantuko is usually desirable, even if you're not quite going off. There's Halfling. Let's see if my plan worked. Labyrinth. I have nothing to exile. Stone Brain. Brain you. I'm going to name Nadu. There's a blue in the pool. Is there a Stifle in this format that actually gets played? I don't think so. All right. Nadu Winged Wisdom is my name. Consigned to Memory. Yeah, they thought that worked. That's what they thought they were doing, but that's not actually how that works. This is an activated ability. It's a shame they didn't try to counter the Ugin's Labyrinth ETB trigger. I wasn't going to exile anyway. Okay, so with Nadu's gone, they have Dismembers, Haywire Mites, Bristly Bill Beatdown, and Bristly Bill is in their hand. Volatile Stormdrake. Crazy full art. That looks like a Pokemon card. Oracle, Bristly Bill, Nantuko. Alright. And Saga Beats. All reasonable things. Yeah, they said, I think Consign works, sad face, in the chat. It does not. This is an activated ability, not a triggered ability. It's not just Stifle with Replicate and Upside. That card would be very good. And Nantuko onto the Halfling, which brings it out of Kozilek's Return range. Kozilek's Command, however. So Kozilek's Command doesn't line up against Consigned to Memory. Consigned to Memory has been roasting me across all formats where I'm just trying to do cool stuff. Okay. I'll start with a Stirrings. Sowing Mycospawn. That is a card I could cast here. I could get Worldbreaker, see if they want to counter the Ugin's Labyrinth ETB trigger, because they would see the Worldbreaker and know that I have a 7. But why would they do that compared to just consigning the Worldbreaker and its trigger? Okay, I'm going to take Kozilek's Command number 2. Put these away in any order. Ugin's Labyrinth. I can command for 2, which can draw out the consign, and then I can go to my turn and do it again. Hopefully without the other consign in their hand. Bristly Bill. The good news is if they consign, then they can't make a construct. Oh, I didn't know about that forest. Okay. Some information gleaned here. Bristly Bill's going on to a 1-1, which would make it a 2-2. That's great. Still dies. To my sweeper. Sylvan Safekeeper. More shit that dies to my sweeper. Love that for me. Okay, end step. Kozilek's Command. Target player scries X and draws. Exile target creature with mana value X or less. Target me. Target Halfling. Oh, wow. They didn't even fight over that at all. That's terrifying. Holding on to that consign to the memory. I think that means I'm going to need... Just going to go top, and I can cast 2 Kozilek's Returns next turn. Cool. Yeah, that works. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Kozilek's return. There's the consign. Yeah, they were patient on that, but luckily my scry fixed everything. Another one. Okay, all their shit's gone. They can make one construct. Kozilek's return triggers off Eldrazi creature spells, not Eldrazi spells, so no matter how big the X on Kozilek's command is, they can't get paid for that. They tutored a Shuko, put Shuko on construct. There's the Hallowed Fountain we know about. We might just see Thassa's Oracle to get on board. I think this is gone, and I may have lost track of it in my clicking. I'm going to leave it up for now, though I'm not quite convinced it's in their hand. Force of Vigor. I think I'm just going to pass. Force of Vigor on the hard cast kills Construct and a Spring Heart and Tuco. If they do actually have one, Kozilek's command's an instant, that's just fine. I think I can afford to take 4 to figure out what's going on and act later. Okay, Kozilek's command. I'm going to scry X and make X buddies. X equals 4. I'm going to put all 4 of these on the bottom, just the full whiff apocalypse here. There's a forest. Ancient Stirrings, please pay me. Oh my god. Alright, well, I'm not getting paid. I will take this forest. And these can go on the bottom in any order. That didn't go well. I just looked at 12 cards and none of them did anything. Terrifying. I think I'm just going to chump block the construct. Take 1. I know I can kill the construct, but I would really like to clean up a Spring Heart and Tuco with this and not just a Shuko with no enablers left in the deck. Oh my goodness. A card worth casting. I will cast it. The other consign, they drew it. Yep. Looks like they did indeed draw it, and they're just countering it 3 times. Make sure it's gone. Veil of Summer. JK. Okay. Might have to kill the construct at this point. I would like some spawns around for a while, in case I draw Emrakul. I want to make sure I can cast her. I can cast her for exactly right now. Okay, cool. There we go. There's the second thing I can kill. So is killing Shuko still better? This can exile rings. I don't really care if they take my Talisman of Impulse with them. Yeah, go ahead. Alright. Talisman's gone. I take 1 in combat. Construct's gone. Shuko can go on to Thassa's Oracle in the future. I'm drawing pretty heavy here. Yeah, you exile my Talisman, I'll just draw another one. Checkmate. I think these spawns are going to start chump blocking. I have lots of mana at this point, and I don't want to be at such a low life total that the ring's a liability if I draw it. Oh my god. Utopia Sprawl. Might as well cast it at this point. I'll name red on it. Continue chumping. Come on, bangers. My god. I don't need to play that. I'll hold on to it for a minute. They played an island after not playing any lands for a long time. It makes me think they just found that. Officially chumped all of my chumps away. Come on, spell. Okay, we drew a spell. Sweet, merciful Poseidon. Okay, Emrakul. I would like your next turn, and I would like to use one of these Kozilek's returns. Guess I don't even need to do that, though. Because I can suicide attack the Thassa's Oracle anyway. Let's just do it. It's free. In case they can deal with Emrakul somehow. I can leave the other one in the graveyard. Alright, give me that turn. I hope they draw Pact. Because if I can Pact for Sylvan Safekeeper and then sack all their lands, that's a real game plan. Cord for 2. Alright. They are just mitigating the damage. You can't have that. Or you can have it, then it sacrifices. Is that how this works? Okay, yeah. Alright, I don't have an Emrakul. I do have a Drake. I am on board. Come on, Pact. Draw a Pact. Draw a Pact. Lush Portico. Okay, Lush Portico. Surveil 1. You can keep Misty Rainforest on top. Tameo Safekeeping. Just going to cast that. And then we're going to Dismember, Hold Priority, Dismember. Hold Priority, Dismember again. That could have been better. Also could have been worse. But they are drawing a land, and now everybody's in top deck mode. Alright, off we go. This is their turn now. They're drawing Misty Rainforest, and we're both back to nothing. Their deck has a Dryad Arbor in it, though. Gonna have to come up with an answer to that, because it is a 5-turn clock. Oh, they didn't fetch it. Cool. Wall of Roots. Not a scary thing to pick up a Shuko with. I drew a Kozilek's Return. That will be helpful someday. Eldrazi control in full effect now. I think they just remembered they have a Dryad Arbor. You got it. Malevolent Rumble. Cards are all revealed. Okay, Endurance is the most durable thing here. I did choose Endurance. And Kozilek's Return doesn't kill Endurance, so I might as well roll it here. Save those life points. Endurance is their one card in hand. Come on, deck. Real cards, please. All right, we did it. Extremely real card. They should probably Endurance me now before I have Protection, because the Kozilek's Returns in my graveyard matter, and so does my spell count for, or my card type count for Emrakul. Right, but they passed on all of that. I'm just going to slam my land into play and pass and hope that the One Ring can win me the game. Endurance in the end step, going to have to target yourself. Okay, back to top deck mode, but now I have a ring. But I'm at 10 life. Game on. You drew Outrider. Okay. Suited up the Endurance. Alright, deck. 3 draws to rule them all. That's a good one. Good start. Do I even tap the One Ring here? What can I do on their turn? I can just mush one of their creatures into my creature. Yeah, I think I tapped the ring. Okay, Utopia Sprawl. Another one of these. Play it out. Cavern on Eldrazi. Okay, Emrakul triggers the Kozilek's Return. They can keep Outrider and Core, but they didn't. I guess they couldn't because I could do it twice. All right, now they are dead on board, and I get their first turn. They drew Yavimaya. We're just not going to play that and pass. They do have Nantuko that cares about landfall, but I still think I'd rather just set them back a mana in case it matters. Finally, my goodness. Okay, I did cut 2 Emrakuls, which might have led to... I cut 2 Emrakuls and 4 Rumbles, which might have led to my breaking off for a long time, because that is all action. Though that game plan was only made possible because of my density of sideboard cards. The returns were great. The Stone Brain made that game possible. Force of Vigor was fine. Maybe Force of Vigor is not good enough. If I bring back Rumble and Emrakul, but now I'm on the draw where Force of Vigor matters a lot more. No, I think Force of Vigor is actually just really good, and I should not get weird about the fact that that game didn't go exactly how I would have liked. Maybe Mycospawn is mediocre compared to just having big Emrakul at the top end, or Rumble to fill out my action. Rumble can also find Stone Brain. Mycospawn picking off Urza Sagas in the mid game is really big. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna try it like this. Kind of a weird Frankenstein that I'm not entirely proud of. Well, this is certainly a hand that I have. I will keep it. I just think don't get Nadu'd on turn 3 is a reasonable thing to keep a hand on the strength of, and then we figure out the rest. And I do have 4 mana in this hand. Sprawl. I think I want to Sprawl for red, just to make sure I can cast Return, even though Sprawl for green would help me get hardcast Force of Vigor and save me the need to pitch. William. William. Well, now that I have 2 of these, I'm just going to fire one before this William gets any bigger. Shockton Breeding Pool. Nadu. Yep. That's a big ol' monster. Cavern of Souls on Eldrazi. Still no spells to cast, though. Emrakul is a hefty lady. Springheart Nantuko. Bestowing onto Nadu. Powerful stuff. Flipped Consign to Memory. Horrible. Okay. I mean, you can't really copy Nadu. These are going to be bugs. This is a clock, though. Gonna need some action. Come on. Sowing Mycospawn. Oh my god. Alright, well. Probably just gonna die to 5 hits from this Nadu. Fetch Dryad Arbor in the end step. I'm not gonna cast my return when they have consign up on my turn. At least make them spend their own mana on that. Malevolent Rumble. All permanents. It's up to you. They took Saga. Okay, I can let the Nantuko trigger resolve. There's currently no blue mana up. I could Force of Vigor, Nantuko, and Saga, and then play Return. I could also Return first. And I'm going to play Return. What's going on here? Colorless Eldrazi spells. That's what this is. What am I misunderstanding? Only to cast colorless Eldrazi spells or activate abilities of colorless Eldrazi. This is devoid. Shouldn't this work? Okay, fine. I will cast it normal, though I think that is wrong. All right, all that shit's gone. I can force a vigor. I think I should just clean these out. This does leave the door open for a Shuko, but it turns their massive board into not a massive board all of a sudden. Come on, deck. Something to cast. One ring right now. One ring. One ring. Talisman. Not it. Emrakul currently costs 12. Halfway there. If every draw for the rest of the game for me is a land, Emrakul will arrive 2 turns after I'm dead. And they have Consign, which can counter the Emrakul and the trigger. So busted. Volatile Storm Drake. Alright, so this is just a 3/2 creature. I guess, yeah, that's a mode on this. Yeah, Gilded Drake, the one that Volatile Storm Drake is based off of, if you don't have something to target, it just doesn't happen. Like, it arrives and dies. You have to exchange it or it dies. But this is certainly not that. Okay. I boarded in an extra Emrakul after how last game went, and now I just wish I had lower to ground stuff. Cards to play, stuff to do. I'm going to play this Kozilek's Return, though. This is a 3/2. If they want to consign to memory this, that's fine. That's a consign to memory they no longer have. And now it actually matters that this is a colorless Eldrazi. Someone's going to have to explain to me what's wrong here, because this looks like it should work. But it's not accepting this as mana. And that actually does change the clock by a whole turn. Fairy Time Raveler, okay. They can use that to... Yeah, you can bounce that too, that's fine. I was going to say they could bounce one of their creatures, get a Nadu trigger, protect it from the Wrath that I just telegraphed. Talisman of Impulse, and then cast the Kozilek's Return, go to 1, die to Shuko, or die to the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. I think that was wrong. Like, I know that Eldrazi have weird rule stuff around Devoid, but this is a colorless Eldrazi spell. Yep, okay. I will submit that bug report, and then later this week, when you all see this video, you can tell me why it's not a bug. On to the next round. Welcome to TopDeck.gg, your community's home for everything competitive Magic has to offer. If you're hosting an event, playing for a huge prize, or advertising your events to thousands of players, we've got you covered. Using intuitive pairing software, playing Magic is a breeze. Players just have to sign up online, then scan the QR code in-store. Give competitors the gift of perfect information as their bracket updates in real time. The self-reporting software saves you time and leaves paper match slips in the past. Leave the heavy lifting to TopDeck.gg so your community can relax and focus on playing Magic. I'm on the draw for round 3. I figured out Kozilek's Return. It's not an Eldrazi. It is a devoid instant that is on flavor with Eldrazi, but it itself is just an instant. It is not a Kindred Instant Dash Eldrazi. I will not file a bug report, and everyone who is telling me why I'm dumb for the last 10 minutes was correct. I'm going to keep my hand. It can ramp and it can dig. Not upset about a 5-lander in this deck particularly. Shadowy Backstreet. This is probably Esper Goryo, would be my guess. Ugin's Lab, imprint the Worldbreaker, and pass. I'd rather get this down for the high roll. If this is a Grief Scam deck, which I suspect it is, I'd rather just have the cards out of my hand. Like, if I Ancient Stirring for some Eldrazi, then they scam Grief, and I lose both of them. That's worse than just hiding one under my land for later. There's Emrakul. Someday, my queen. Stirrings gets the 1 ring. I'd like that, please. Okay, they know I have a 1 ring in hand. They can plan accordingly. Fairy Time Raveler. A plus on that one. Utopia Sprawl, okay. Forest Sprawl onto the other forest. Name red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 ring. Draw a card. Okay. That takes some pressure off. Obviously, they can bounce her with Teferi, but we're just punching the clock until Emrakul shows up here. I feel like decks with Teferi Time Raveler in them tend to not want to get Emrakul. Ooh, Hedge Maze. Hedge Maze makes me think this might not be Esper Goryo. though also we've seen Ephemerate and Grief, so some aspects of that deck are present here. Prismatic Ending, my Sprawl. Good one. Okay. Eldrazi Temple. 1/2, Talisman. I'm just going for maximum mana efficiency here. If they have a counterspell, they can just counter the ring, so it's not like I'm playing around anything by sequencing out my mana first. Ring's back. Protection again. Load me up. Teferi has done his minus thing already, so now he has to go up. They do have 4 colors, and we've seen Prismatic Ending. They could answer a ring, but not anymore. Discarded 2 Atraxas. Alright, they're Goryoing. They can't... And I have protection, so as far as Goryos go, this is not that bad for me. I'm not going to take 7 from this, and they can't grief me. They could try. Emperor of Bones kind of sucks for me, though. Yeah, they took Bones, Ephemerate, Hallowed Fountain, Prismatic Ending. And that's a pretty good Ephemerate. You get to keep your Atraxa now. Another 10 cards roll off the top. Yeah, Emperor of Bones just kind of passively making Emrakul cost more. Or even worse, if they can put an Eldrazi in my graveyard, that's really bad. They kept Goryo, Grief, Thoughtseize, Sewers off of that one. Though their plan is to tear me apart next turn. Pretty good plan. They do have to discard a bunch of cards. Sucker. Sewers is gone. I take 1 from the ring. If I can chain rings together until Emrakul shows up, that's a way out of this. Utopia Sprawl. Draw some cards. Rumble. That could ramp my Emrakul in a way that is actually useful. Or I'm 1 mana short of buying my Worldbreaker and playing it, which doesn't even do anything. So yeah, I'm just going to Rumble. I am ready to Rumble. Love to see a 1 ring in here. Nothing of the sort. Ugin's Labyrinth actually a great find, though. I can hide one of these Emrakuls underneath where they can't get her with the Griefs and Thoughtseizes. So I think they can just 20 ball me next turn. If they grief me, take Emrakul, Emperor of Bones, eat Emrakul, adapt it before combat, exactly 20. Damn. Alright, doesn't matter. So if they ephemerate their Atraxa, that doesn't work. But they have Goryos and another Atraxa. Is there enough mana for that? It's Grief's free, obviously. Goryo, Emperor. They need to come up with a black source in their 10 cards to make that line work. I'd hide this Emrakul. Sprawl onto this forest. Okay, all I can do here is pass the turn and hope I get another one. Oh, wait, shit. Did I just blow it on Emrakul? I forgot that Kozilek's command is multiple card types. I had 1 floating, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could have cast Emrakul. Oh my god. It did not occur to me that 4 cards could represent 5 card types, but they sure did. I hit the nuts and chose not to do it. Okay, they have Marshflat, Tainted Indulgence, Ulamog. Those are all good cards. Ulamog enters with a bunch of stuff, has Annihilator X or X as its counters. Yeah, they could just loot away Ulamog and zap me. Yeah, I fucked it. I fucked it real bad. Thoughtseize yourself, that's even better. Thoughtseize your Ulamog. The greatest thing in exile is currently 1. Emperor of Bones. Oh, yeah, okay. So they go into combat, exile Atraxa, and then Goryo's Ulamog, who will come in with Annihilator 7. Or Annihilator 13? What? Wait, what are the words on this? Oh, right. There's a Emrakul in exile. Yeah, okay. That annihilates everything. Yeah, my brain did not register that that could happen. I could have cast Emrakul that turn and flipped it all around. Good job, dummy. Learn from my mistakes. Permanent cards and graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast non-creature spells from graveyards or exile. This sounds like their whole deck. Soulless Jailer's coming in. Kozilek's Return is coming out. And Stonebrain can name Goryo's Vengeance. Blood Moon is reasonable against their deck. I don't think I want a Blood Moon. I might want a Stonebrain. If I do that, what am I cutting? Just don't think I want to cut other cards. I'm looking at Sowing Mycospawn, like Sowing Mycospawn and 1 Emrakul, maybe. Alright. Talked myself into it. That one's going to haunt me, though. I will keep this hand. Kozilek's Command, passive Graveyard Hate. I guess it's not really passive. I'm tapping mana for a spell. It is graveyard hate. That's what I'm saying. All right, get my World Breaker in there. Opponent click through their turn. That might have been on purpose. They are a Reanimator deck. Oh, no. Nope, that was not on purpose. All right, they clicked through their turn and then scooped. Straight to game 3. That was easy. Let's do that again. All right, keeping my hand. This time I'm on the draw. This hand is fine. I'll keep it. I got stuff to do. I don't lose to a single griefing. Prismatic Vista, fetch. I think I'm going to sprawl for green and just make double green here. Then I can Stirrings twice. If I happen to draw a 7-drop, I can turn 2 One Ring with this sequence. Opponent kept their card off Surveil. Getting griefed. Grief pitched Goryo's Vengeance. Okay. Looks like they are stripping my Stirrings. Time to draw a 7-drop. 7-drop? Nope, no love. Alright, well, basically out of gas here. I could play a Labyrinth and hide information. I will play Labyrinth. They're going to see it anyway off the Ephemerate, but here's this card. Okay, they're fetching probably another Surveil Land in the end step. They can Ephemerate me again in the upkeep and take my One Ring. We're back. One Ring is gone. Psychic Frog. I really like this Esper Goryo's deck. If I had a tournament tomorrow, I'd probably play this. Vista, fetch. Don't have any red cards in the deck. I'm just going to get a Forest. And then I'm going to spawn. Can't kick it. I just want this 3/3 in play to challenge Frog in combat. Eldrazi Temple. Load up. I always feel so silly after the Myco spawn trigger is awesome. Like, there's 2 mana right here. I wish I could kick it. Another Surveil Land. They have no shortage of those. Dumped an Ulamog. Might die here. Suddenly, Goryo's Vengeance is horrific. Among cards in exile. Oh god. They discarded Atraxa. They could exile Atraxa to jump the Frog, bring back the Ulamog, eat all my permanents. They could also just Goryo's the Atraxa. Oh, what a deck. Goryo's Ephemerate. Lots of good ones here. And they jump the Frog. This is at least 6 damage. They could make it 10 if they... Oh no, this thing is flying also. Can't block any of these. Or this has haste. So is this lethal? No, they were 1 card short of lethal. So I know they have Ephemerate in their hand. This Atraxa is going to be another Atraxa. I don't play a lot of Modern. Like, I play some, but not like a lot. I'm not going to beat this consign. I'm going to concede. I wonder if people think this is okay. Obviously, Nadu is busto. But the upcoming August ban update, I wonder if they are going to finally take grief from Modern, which should have gone when Fury went. Do they still think this is a problem? Do they still think this is interesting? Are they happy with this deck? The Eldrazi deck and Esper Goryo, both just kind of hanging behind Nadu right now, are also both horrifying decks. Okay, those thoughts aside, I punted game 1. They refused to play game 2, and then this was game 3. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I'm on the draw for round 4. This 1-lander with Utopia Sprawl and 2 Emrakuls isn't really my jam. I'm going to mulligan this. Okay, I'm more into this. I will keep this and put... Okay, so I have land drop, exile a 7, land drop, talisman. I'm deciding if it's talisman or mountain that goes to the bottom, and I think it's mountain. Yeah, I like the ramp of the talisman. It could have also been one of the Kozilek's commands, but I think having more spells is better than having less spells in general. There's Emrakul, who I will be happier to put under the Labyrinth than Worldbreaker. Worldbreaker is way more castable. And I do have 4 mana on turn 2 if I were to draw a One Ring. Another Marsh Flats for Meticulous Archive situation. Banning Shadowy Backstreet. Espergorio seems to be the name of the game. And Psychic Frog. I can answer that. What fun. Oh, I can do that too. Well, I'm going to One Ring. Okay, this game, we are cooking in a way that we have not cooked in previous rounds. And I think going for Ring and getting the card advantage flowing is better than just answering this Frog right now. I can answer the Frog next turn also, but then I'll be up 3 cards. Shocked and Hallowed Fountain. Discarded Atraxa. Alright, they're just going off into my Ring. They didn't flip an Ephemerate here, which means that they would need one in their hand to keep this Atraxa. And turns out leaving up Kozilek's Command would have been way better, because that would have exiled the Frog and the Atraxa. No way to know that at the time. And Psychic Frog, I know it's been central in all of my videos recently, and that's because it's dominating all the formats I play. When I saw the spoiler of this, I was like, wow, that's a very pushed Ophidian. That might see some play. And now that I've seen it, it's like, yeah, obviously the best Ophidian ever made. Opponent kept Delta ending Grief off the last Atraxa trigger, and they do have the Ephemerate to get another one. Their own One Rings, great. That's happening. I thought having a turn 2 One Ring was a pretty good play in Modern, but not even close to good enough here. They kept Vengeance, One Ring, Delta Frog, and then forgot I have Protection, pitched this Grief, pitched Frog to remove nothing. We need that. Just give me a little something here. Just some small ability to pretend that we can still play this game. I appreciate it. Okay. Ring, draw me some cards. Sprawl, Talisman, Stirrings. I could stir up a Ring and try to like time walk my way through this. I don't think that's the best way to play though. I'm going to fetch another Forest. And I can Sprawl. Oh no. I'm going to be very careful what I'm sprawling onto. There we go. Figured it out. Sprawl. I'm just going to keep making green here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could play Talisman and then still Kozilek's Command, exiling the Frog. Cast. Hold up. Does this deck actually have counterspells in it? Do I care? There is a Goryo's in their hand, but there's also a Grief. Okay, I will actually pass with this up. Oh, there's still an Ephemerate coming back down, isn't there? Jeez. Cannot be stopped. Oh, they declined it. They're going for the damage. Okay. Let's hope my patience pays off on the Kozilek's Command. Discarded Pluto Delta. Already up 1 card. Discarded that. Up 2 cards. Oh, was this the Grief they pitched last turn? Okay. So I actually might have a chance here. If they go all in on this Frog and it just gets exiled. But if they have a counterspell, I lose. They decided 5 is the correct number. Okay, no blocks. I'm just going to go to blocks. See if they dump any more. They did not. Okay, I'm going to try to exile Frog. Would I rather scry 2 or make 2 Eldrazi's? I have 7 mana without the Eldrazi. I think I want to scry. Okay, let's go after this Frog. Prepare to concede to Spell Pierce. Do know a few of the cards in their hand, though. Oh, wow, they didn't have it. Okay. I don't need a Forest here. Sowing might go spawn. I think way too slow. Bottom. Eldrazi Temple, that's what I'm looking for. Take 7, you're at 24. Pluto Delta, you can cast a One Ring, and you get protection from stuff, but not all your stuff. Ring. Okay, starting to reload. Exile target artifact, enchantment, or land. The One Ring is one of those things. Drew an Emrakul, but they have protection. This does target. I was a mana short anyway. No hard feelings. I can exile Atraxa here. Okay, Eldrazi Temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. I think I'm exiling Atraxa and just hoping it holds. That also gives me 7 Dopes, Eldruzers. Is there anything I can do with 7 Eldrazi? If I tap the One Ring, yeah, let's just tap the One Ring. See what happens. Rumble doesn't get me where I need to go here. I exile target creature with mana value X or less, and their graveyard doesn't have anything in it right now. I think I just want to make the spawns and have the biggest possible next turn. I'll make spawns. I'll exile Atraxa. Done. X equals 7. There they are. And I am 3 mana short of Emrakul. Fingers crossed. Don't kill me. I'm also at 8 with a ring on 3. I don't have infinite time to figure this out, even if they don't kill me this turn. Thoughtseize, okay. Oh, Thoughtseize yourself? That's so much worse! And I don't have another Kozilek's command for the Graveyard Hate. Bummer. Alright, yeah. You did it. I'm dead to my own ring here. Yeah, turn 2, 1 ring. Not even close to good enough. Terrifying stuff. Juka Bog. I didn't bring this in last time. Probably should have. I can switch that out for Tech Edge. And then otherwise do the same thing. Kozilek's Return out. And what did I do? 1 Mycospawn, 1 Emrakul. Still don't know if that's right, but I think it's reasonable. Vexing Bauble turns off Grief and Ephemerate. There's just so many maybes here, and I'm going to try to err on the side of keeping my engine intact. Because I could see an argument for Blood Moon. I could see an argument for a lot of this stuff. Unfortunately, this is not an Eldrazi, and I don't have the 2 mana. That would be a great way to start the game. Utopia Sprawl for green. And hope I get a turn with this Jailer around. Well, they passed. That's lucky. Okay, Ancient Stirrings. Start there. 1 ring, Emrakul, some lands and stuff. I'll take the 1 ring and put Emrakul closest to the top of the deck. Not that I think we're going to need that. Or not that I think we're going to get there before I shuffle. Soulless Jailer. Fetching in response. Powerful Hate card, online. Fetch Shock. Powerful Hate card, offline. I keep getting my ass kicked on this channel by Consigned to Memory, but mostly I'm just excited because I know that in my real life I'm a blue player. Psychic Frog, you got it. They know I have this 1 ring in hand. It is extremely suspicious if I don't cast it, though we've seen what can happen if I leave them a frog for a turn. It was literally the same board state I cast the 1 ring into last game. But maybe they'll chill? Even if they don't have counter magic in game 1, we've seen Consigned to Memory now. There's an Atraxa, great, it's happening. And a Grizzlebrand. Deliver me all the pain I deserve. They need white mana to Ephemerate either of those, though. But either one could dig for the Ephemerate. And they did Goryo up a Grizzlebrand. Okay. They can't grief me. This has to be land Ephemerate, and it has to be basic planes, which it freaking is. I mean, they drew 14, so it's not completely outrageous, but it is annoying. A white fetch could have got them basic planes, but if they had just found Hallowed Fountain, they would have been out of luck. Okay, they're at 2, and they can discard a bunch of cards, make a Fudge Enormous Psychic Frog for the future. Then I have to beat 8 Power Frog and Grizzlebrand. I wish this had a burn mode. Target player loses X life. No, I don't. That would be too good. I would be so bad having to play against that. But did I say 8 power? I meant 11. Okay, ring. I go to 19. Ring, save me. I don't even... Oh, yeah. Re-ring. I was about to say I don't even know what saves me here, but a second ring actually does buy me a turn of life. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ring. We're in there. Okay, do I want the fresh ring? Yeah. All right. I will draw some more cards. Okay. Still no 7s to turn on this Ugin's Labyrinth. The chaining rings together seems to be the only way I can reasonably win this game. This format needs Karakas. It would be trivial. Priest costs 5 to unearth. They're a ways away from that. Kozilek's command also targets in the card draw mode, so I cannot draw a card here just to cycle that, because I'd have to target myself and I protect from everything. Take 1. Another Mycospawn. Draw some cards. More Mycospawns. That is more Mycospawns than I could ever need. I'd like to rumble malevolently. Found a World Breaker. Probably too late. And by probably too late, I mean 100% too late. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7 I'd have to exile to get to 7 mana. In the squeeze, in the lock. And they have more than 20 flying damage here. Like way more, and I have no reach and no removal. Okay, yep, Esper Goryo looking freaking insane again. Again, though, if I were hyper tuned into exactly what their list play and exactly what their interaction is, maybe I would have been more willing to hold up Kozilek's command. Because both games, exile Frog, exile your graveyard in response to Goryo would have been a huge blowout if they don't have like a Spell Pierce, which I don't know if they have game 1, but they definitely have Consign in game 2. This is a homework matchup. Play it, figure out what the play patterns are, know exactly what cards are in lists, and you will be more successful. On to the final round. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play in the final round. I'm going to mulligan this hand. It just doesn't do anything. This hand does even less. Tough beats. If there was a game for a turn 2 One Ring, this would be it. All right, I'll keep this one. And I think I get rid of World Breaker and Malevolent Rumble. It's either that or World Breaker and Command. Command is meaningful interaction, and I will have 4 mana to X equals 2 this on turn 2. All right, it's Breaker and Rumble for me. And I'm going to Sprawl for red. It might be right just to make green anyway, even though there are Kozilek's returns in my deck right now. But this is what I've done, and we all have to live with it. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Mishra's Bauble. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to main phase Command for 1 and cast Stirrings. Exile target creature, and target player scries X, then draws a card. Me, you, X equals 1. Maximum efficiency. Ugin's Lab. I will actually keep and draw this, because I have the 7 to go with it. And then the Stirrings can find Mycospawn, which can arrive Con Queso next turn. Yeah, I'm in for that. Okay. Let's go. We're doing Eldrazi stuff. Mull to 5, no problem. Sunbaked Canyon, Goblin Guide. And flip me a Cavern of Souls. Card advantage. Getting paid. Skewer the critics. Okay. Time to stabilize. Ugin's Lab. Exile the World Breaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They saw the Mycospawn. They know what's coming here. I'm going to exile the Sacred Foundry. I want their Sunbaked Canyon to hurt them more than I want to stop them from drawing a card later. Do I want Temple? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, if I get Temple, I can World Breaker next turn. Even without the help of... Okay, yeah, they're just good. All right. Going way over the top of Burn. Love that. I think I just want Kozilek's returns in and probably Emrakul's out. That's my biggest, clunkiest bullshit gone, and my cheapest interaction in. Force of Vigor is good against some cards that have been played in Burn historically. Soulless Jailer is literally just a 0/4, which might be relevant in this matchup. The big ol' Tookus. I think I just want to try to ramp them. I won game 1, which means I get to be on the play for game 3 if I just focus on doing something bigger than them. This hand has a path to big stuff quickly. I will take it. Might just die. Keep. Opponent kept 6. Goblin Guy coming in. Revealed Malevolent Rumble, a card that I already have. I will take the 1 to Stirrings. Ugin's Lab. That does double my mana. Sowing Mycospawn comes down on turn 3. I think the body... Yeah, I think the body in the medium term is better than 2 extra mana in the short term. Okay, let's see if I survive long enough to deploy this thing. Swift Spear. Lava Spike. Bunch of damage. I'm at 10. Another Sowing Mycospawn revealed. How foolish of me to think I would need that card. Okay, I can Rumble and put Ugin's Lab in my hand. Yeah, Utopia Sprawl's not helping here. I'll take Ugin's Lab. Or... yeah, it's fine. That makes a blocker. Emergency blocker. I think I'm way too far behind. They are down to 2 cards in hand, though. We'll see what those 2 cards are capable of. Eldrazi Temple flipped, and I'm definitely blocking. I'm going to block Goblin Guide, make them have a spell if they want extra damage. If they have 2 spells, it would have been better to Bolt Swift Spear, but no way to know that at the time. If they have Boros Charm, I'm dead for Xaxes. Incredible. All right. Well, could have played around it by blocking the other creature. All right. Play draw magic. I'm on the play this time. I think Soulless Jailer's 0/4 booty is just worth more than Emrakul the Promised End in the matchup, full stop. Yep, making that change. Probably should have done that last game. Now I only have 4 hits for Ugin's Lab, but if I have to draw a blank in order to turn on a different land, I don't know if I really want to be committed to that anyway. At least in most matchups, you can tuck the blank and then it'll become unblank later. Okay, I've got a turn 3 One Ring. That's not good enough. Gonna mulligan. Okay, I think Myco Spawn is one of my better cards here. I will keep this hand. And bottom, probably, it's either the Ring or the Vista. And Vista guarantees my mana. Yeah, I'm actually going to bottom the Ring. So I'm just not super comfortable relying on that as a magic card against burn. I can kill a 1-drop and draw a card on turn 2. A big deal. Advantage, 1-drop. I'll take my beats from that. Eldrazi Temple, pass. See how many spells I can sniff out before I have to kill this thing. Alright, no blocks. Lightning Bolt, there's 1. Lightning Bolt, there's 2. Okay. Kozilek's Command. Exile the creature, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have kicked Myco Spawn anyway, so I'd rather draw a card. Alright, yeah, let's get rid of this thing. It does save me 2 damage. I don't want this because I'm about to tutor for that anyway. Yeah, get rid of that. Don't need it. Alright, yeah, that just saved a lot of life. Prismatic Vista is my route to red. Or no, I can sprawl onto it. It's the same thing. Okay. Sprawl, make a red sprawl onto this. Then Myco Spawn can tutor. Or I could play Jailer this turn and just have a Butox in play. Now I'm going to put the 3/3 in. Just move forward with the plan. Tutor. Another Temple's probably my best get here. Yep. Okay, there's that. That's the turn. I'm at 12. Land go. That's terrifying. Handful of burn spells. You hate to see it. Unless you're my opponent, then you probably like it. Rumble. The 1 ring Soulless Jailer. I'll take the ring. And I can fetch. Puts me to 11. Hopefully doesn't change the clock, but it might. 1 ring. See how many burn spells they cast in response. Trigger. Here they come. Smash to Smithereens my ring. That does deal 3 to me, though it does not kill my ring. Fetching again. Alright, just a tap land. That's fine. I'm going to attack for 3. I don't even know if I'm going to tap this ring, honestly. That would put me to 7. Clock ticking down to 8. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this thing in play. I'm a coward. If I had the Emrakul lined up, I might consider something different. Soulless Jailer, get in. I could still command for a lot. I don't know if that's going to be good enough, but it's a thing I can do. I go to 4 in the end step. I'm at 1. I would have been dead if I used the ring. At least have lands and creatures in your hand. Right, that's a creature. That's a creature. That's a land. Okay, you're saying there's a chance. End step. Kozilek's Command. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 7 cards in my group. Alright, I can cast anything, which means I want to scry and exile. Okay, I scry. Delete your creature. Going in for the max here. 0 Emrakuls in the deck, kind of a bummer right now. Not gonna lie, but that's my fault. I did that. Okay, Temple out. Kozilek's Return out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I do get both of these and I can play them. Top, top. Okay. Stay at 1. Attack for 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On queso. Yeah, it's weird. Maybe I'm just wrong about cutting Emrakul, because it would actually be insane here. Oh, Tech Edge. I could have done the trick, but that's worse than playing the ring. Is that worse than playing the ring? Doesn't matter. They don't have 4-drops. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll just get another Eldrazi Temple and cast the 1 ring. I can even draw a card. Sick. Cheeky little card draw. They know what's coming. I'll take the new one. Okay, so I need them to not draw a burn spell for 2 turns. Creatures are fine. Lands are fine. Land, land, land. This is not a drill. Okay, take 0 from the ring. World Breaker. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Lots of mana. I'm not going to Kozilek's Return this turn, so I'm going to Malevolent Rumble first, see if I can find another ring. Keep the chain rolling. I did indeed find another ring. Yeah, I'll take it. That turns off sorceries as outs. I can draw a card here, because I have exactly enough mana to World Breaker and play the ring. Okay, now I have more than I need. Attack. Got you to 3. Second main, I'm going to break the world. Exile. Sacred Foundry, I guess. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 ring. Need them not to draw an instant. No instant speed burn. That's the rule. Creatures and sorceries are fine. Pass the turn. Don't kill me. Oh, they get another look. Not an instant, not an instant, not an instant. Yo! We beat burn on the way out. Okay. A 2-3 record. I certainly didn't play perfectly. There were some moments where I just did Eldrazi math wrong. There was a whole game where I wondered why Eldrazi Temple couldn't cast Kozilek's Return. There's also some planning level stuff of like, do you bring in Blood Moon versus Goryo's? That sort of stuff. Do you bring in Vexing Bubble versus Goryo's? Do you leave up the Graveyard Hate versus Goryo's in the face of 2 mana Psychic Frog when you could resolve the One Ring? Because I did that twice and I lost both of those games. I played the One Ring instead of leaving up Command. Maybe that's just a play pattern issue. The Eldrazi deck's obviously really powerful. I'm not sure if I liked this version, honestly, where we're just chugga-chugging up to Emrakul the Promised End. That seems like a lot to ask. And this card's so bad in all of the turns in between when you're pitching it to Ugin's Labyrinth and when you eventually cast it. The builds that sort of land in the middle somewhere, or the combo builds with Through the Breach and Big Emrakul the Aeon's Torn, that is the type of thing that I'm really excited about. I think this build in the middle, in the mid-range, kind of boring, honestly. It's probably good, but this feels like Tron, and I really don't like Tron. And is a Tron-style Eldrazi deck actually better than just playing Tron? Is the other question you have to answer if you're playing a build like this. And maybe the answer is yes, but if I'm going to play Eldrazi, I want to be doing... I feel like I want Thought-Knot Seer, and Eldrazi Linebreaker is a cool, aggressive slant on getting the opponent dead. There's builds with Chalice of the Void, there's builds with Trinisphere. There's just so many builds of this, and this one just feels like Tron, but takes a different kind of setup. Didn't love it, not gonna lie. Though I still appreciate the opportunity to play it and try it for myself. Moskami, thank you for sharing this with us. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.